Hi there, this is Joanna. I'm founder of Wounds to Scars, and I'm creator of this community and administrator of this community. So I just want to say hello wherever you are viewing from. Please say below the video, how you are. I'm glad that you're here. I wanted to talk about, some things that you can do to manage yourself in public places, especially if you have anxiety. Somebody asked me to do this video, and I'm going to share like 3 things that you can do that to manage yourself in public places. Now, while I don't get anxiety, as an introvert, any space that's going to have too many people can become overwhelming to me. And I know that that's way down on the spectrum. But I just want to tell you, some of the things that you can do to manage that, to make sure that you're in control. Okay. So first is sometimes acceptance is really key, because sometimes we're battling against how we feel, and we're not accepting that this is something that I'm working with. This is something that I have to own and acknowledge. This is something that I live with, and how can I live with it in the best way possible so that I can be in control? Because if you have anxiety and you're trying to fight against it all the time and not kind of settle into, okay, so this is what's going on, how do I manage it? So I think for the first thing that you need to do is accept, like, okay, I struggle with public places. For those perhaps who do public speaking, I know some people who have started speaking and have to be taken off the stage because of, that the anxiousness becomes so overwhelming that they have to be taken off. So you want to kind of be honest with yourself and say, okay, so this is what's happening, and put some plans in place. Because when you've accepted that that's what's going on, that you have anxiety, that you struggle in public places, then you'll be able to put strategies in place to be able to manage it. So what are some of the things that you can put in place? So first is acceptance, and then put strategies in place. What are some of the strategies that you can put in place? When I used to work in addictions, and sometimes we used to work with people in the criminal justice system who, on the sharp end of the criminal justice system, let's say that, and we had to assess risk. And for those who work in environments where you have to do risk assessment, you'll understand what I mean. So one of the things that we do in our agency was that make sure that we were always sitting near the door. And then we took it a step further, and we'd have buzzers in the room, and we would always, it was kind of nicely concealed, and we'd always sit near where that was. So if anything was going on in the room, we'll be able to, if we can't escape, we'll be able to alert people, colleagues, to what was going on, because we were never in the building on our own. And then they took it a step further, and then they put some glass in the doors so people can see in the room when you're working with anyone. So that's a strategy that we put in place. So let's take it to your example that you're struggling in public places. What are some of the strategies that you can put in place to make sure that you're going to be okay? Because you've accepted that this is a problem, and you want to be able to find solutions that's going to help you manage it, as opposed to fight against it. Okay? Because I think fighting against it probably exacerbate the situation, make it worse, and it's not problem solving. So you are going to have somebody with you, if you can, somebody who you can say, look, this is what goes on for me. And it requires a level of vulnerability and honesty with ourselves and with those that are around us. So I know that the shame element sometimes is involved. Depending on who we are, we think we shouldn't struggle, as opposed to telling people that we do struggle, and take the pressure off ourselves that says you shouldn't because you're in this position, or you shouldn't because you know this, and it's no respect of persons. So have somebody with you that if you do struggle, that you can say to them, look, this is what goes on for me. Here is what I'd like you to do if you notice me, struggling to breathe, or if you notice any of those things with me. Okay. And you're going to say, okay, so I need water. I need to leave the environment really quickly and go to a place where there's not many people and I can breathe, where there's a window, or stick my head out the door, or, just go outside for a few minutes. Give yourself permission to do what you need to do to be okay. The other one has slipped my mind, you know. But anyway, I'll come back to it. So give yourself permission to do what you need to do so that you're going to be okay. Here's the next one. It's back now. Grounding yourself. So if there's a chair nearby or anywhere that you can sit, you know, you sit, make sure your foot is firmly grounded on the floor, that you can feel it, that you can feel the arm of the chair if it's there. If it's not chair, just make sure you feel something solid. So you know that, you know, the ground is solid, the arm of the chair is solid, and just kind of focus on breathing and focus on kind of feeling yourself breathe. Focus on just getting that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, just focus on that. And sometimes it might take a few minutes, but give yourself permission to take those few minutes that you need to calm yourself down. Now, for those who have more heightened anxiety, you may need more strategies, and you may need to work through a plan with either your GP or a mental health professional that you're working with around some of the things that you can do to manage yourself more comfortably in public places. Okay, I hope you found those useful. If you do, if you have any questions or comments, tell us what you do to manage yourself in public places if you struggle with anxiety, if you're comfortable sharing. Until next time, take care.